Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And this is my favorite show of the year. My voice is hanging on. Epizzuti is here, but I'm fine. Okay? And Bill Cooksey is co-host in Jackson, Tennessee. And we're going to post a picture on our website, lroutdoors.com, of Cooksey's office. I got to see this, okay? I want to see this, all these dead animals behind his head, so particularly that European mount. And was a coyote skin, too, did you say? A coyote skin or something?
Yeah, coyote skin, dead mount.
All right. Okay, that'll get me going. We
turkey cape. And I figure these days with everything going to video conferencing, I want folks to really know who they're talking to.
Well, yeah, and it's not a wall of the Hooters behind you like we have here. I'm surrounded by the Grizzly girls. Anyway, we this.
I need to be in studio.
Yeah. I wish you were, but folks, we're in quarantine here just about at FM 92.9 and AM 790. So it's just me and Shelby McCall in the studio. She's 6 feet away from me, which means that none of my turkey friends are in here this morning making all the calls and everything, but we're still putting on the same turkey show thanks to Bill being able to be with us, and one of our good friends, a longtime supporter of this show, a longtime supporter of me. Still hadn't made a hole-in-one, but I'm going to get it someday, and he'll be one of the first people to know because I got me a new driver. I said, Keith Hickman, this is going to be my last driver of my life. So I went and bit the bullet and got me a TaylorMade M2 with a senior shaft.
Awesome.
I didn't go the cheap route like Bobby Hall does, so I went ahead and got me something good. So I'm fired up. Keith Hickman is the golf pro, of course, at Paris Landing State Park, but not only that, but has a great passion for turkey hunting. I mean, this man. And I was really, when you can get somebody on your show that is honored and wins awards and stuff like that, but he was the Tennessee Outdoorsman of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, not too long ago, and been instrumental in the 2 local chapters of the National Wild Turkey Federations, and also part of an event that I was there when it started. I think I'm still on the board of directors, and I am in spirit. That's for sure. Is the hunting for the cure for St. Jude that would be going on next weekend. But first of all, good morning, Keith. Now let's get the bad news out. Let's get the bad news out of the way as Bill listens. It's not going to happen, right?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, the board met and a lot of phone calls made, a lot of prayers. And we think it's in the best interest of everybody and under the mandates of not only the federal government of the state. That has turned into such a huge event, especially the auction, the lunch, and all those kids. We just felt like that it was best that we not do it this year.
And you guys have raised how much? How much?
About $1.6 million.
Wow, for St. Jude, just amazing.
A lot of the kids, or most of the kids, or probably all the kids that had already raised their money and had their donations, we're going to go ahead and accept those. We've
really?
Got a PO box on the Facebook.
Wow!
So those kids are going to mail those donations in, and we'll give some money to St. Jude this year, but it won't be in the $200,000 range, which we normally have. And we may do the auction, later on this summer when this thing's over with. We had some phenomenal
I bet
stuff
you did.
to auction.
Yeah,
Guns, unbelievable guns and knives and prints, and just quilts, handmade quilts. The list goes on and on. But
and you guys, all these guides that come in, they all donate their time and everything, and it's just an amazing event, folks. That's raised that much money, and it's been going on for over what?
This has been the 16th year.
16th year. That's pretty
wow.
Pretty amazing. You usually have, how many kids would you have there? I mean,
we'd gotten where we were really comfortable in the 90 to 95 range.
Okay.
When you think about that, and the number of landowners and farms you got to have, the number of guides, and then the kids. Of course, unfortunately, we had to turn kids away every year.
Every year, yeah.
But, we always had a waiting list. But 90 to 95 was in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And every year we'd have about a third would kill, and then all the stories of the misses that go with it. So, unbelievable event. We'll have it next year, and it'll be bigger and better.
Well, we know
Keith, go ahead and put my name down if y'all need an extra guide or any other type of help up there.
He'll take it. Yeah, watch yourself now.
But for many years, I had my own kids that I was taking and dealing with, so I wasn't able to really take part as as a volunteer. But now that I'm an empty nester,
yeah. Well,
we'll hook you up, Doug. You don't have to worry about that. Stay in touch with me, and I'll get you hooked up with the lady that heads up the guides, and we'll get you, get your name to her, and we'll get you hooked up for next year. We'd love to have you.
Well, all right, it's a wonderful event, and would have been next weekend. But let's get back to talking turkey here with the man himself, because I know somebody told me Keith keeps these things. He talks about his golf course is great. Okay, we know that, the state and everything, and we'll ask you a little bit about that in just a minute. But 25 Grand Slams? What? 25 Grand Slams? Is that right, or are you still adding to that?
Well, hopefully I'll continue to add to it.
25 grand, 8 Royals too? Is that true?
8 Royals, yep. 8 Royals and 2 Worlds.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that's so you love the sport, right?
To say the least.
Well, yeah. I got a friend of mine. He says we got issues with turkey hunting, and I got to agree with him.
You got to agree with him. So talk about that. The love. You've combined this thing. You're probably I bet there's no PGA pro out there that has more turkey. You are it, man. And we're not playing golf on TV anymore. Let's just put Keith Hickman on TV talking about turkeys. So talk about that. How you developed that and combine these two passions. I haven't heard this story, so tell me.
Of golf and turkey hunting?
Yeah. Talk about how you got into turkey hunting first.
Well, I grew up in West Tennessee, just north of Jackson, a little town called Trenton. Of course, I grew up behind a pair of bird dogs, and that was my passion.
Yep.
I raised and trained bird dogs until I moved to Paris Landing in the late 80s, and the quail began to diminish, and then a friend of mine introduced me to turkey hunting.
Oh, that friend, he did you bad.
The quail went away. The turkeys became my passion. And then, as I've heard many people say before, Will Primos has said it 1,000 times, you protect the things you love.
Yes.
So then I wanted, if I was going to hunt them, I want more of them. So then that's how I got involved with the Turkey Federation.
And you've been able to you've been able to do all this, and at the same time, tell our listeners how you got to be the PGA Pro there.
Well, my degree's in turf management. From UT Knoxville.
Yes.
I actually started.
Did you hear that, Bill? UT Knoxville, see? I mean, turf management. Yeah, turf management, not football turf. Okay, but go ahead. Yeah.
So anyway, I was at UT, got a degree in turf management, ended up my first real job was at Humboldt Country Club.
Yeah.
Right out of school back in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
And then stayed there 6.5 years and had a chance to go to Paris Landing, ended up there. And then as I was always an average player, not a great
average
golfer,
player. Okay,
better than average, I guess.
Yes, you were better.
Not great, definitely not great.
Okay.
Didn't play college golf.
Yeah.
But anyway, people kept wanting lessons, so I thought, well, if I'm going to give lessons and charge for lessons, I need to go to PGA school. And get my card to have some credentials to back that up. So I went to PGA school, went through all that program. It took me about 6 years to do that. So.
Well, listen to this. Here's a guy that was all about bird dogs, ended up in quail. Here's a guy that never played college golf, ends up the PGA Pro at one of the premier courses in the state of Tennessee. Life is good, but at the same time, this has got to be a trying time for you during this part of the year. You got a real job. So
I got a real job, but I got a really good staff.
Yeah. Did you hear that,
really
Bill?
Good staff.
Yeah,
and another thing you need is a really good wife.
I was going to say that. Yes, I mean it helps that you have that that knows what you're doing and everything like that. So talk about this passion for turkey hunting. What makes you a turkey? Why do you turkey hunt?
Well, I guess if they didn't gobble, I wouldn't turkey hunt. That to me, that was always. I remember right where I was standing the first time I heard one gobble, and just it just hit a nerve.
Where?
And
Where?
I was sitting in Bumpus Mills in Stewart County.
Bumpus Mills. Well, you were probably alone. Okay, in Bumpus Mills.
A friend of mine that I hunt with today was with me.
Oh.
And we'd been going, and he turkey hunted when he was in vet school in Auburn.
Oh,
and,
okay.
He was taking me. He came back from Auburn, was in Murray, Kentucky.
Yes.
Which is not far from Paris Landing.
No.
He'd come by and get me. He knew a little bit about it, just enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And he hit an old box call over there on one of them hillsides in Bumpus Mills, and I heard something, and I looked at him, and he said, "There he is."
And ever since then.
Never will forget it. And he actually called him up, and I didn't shoot him. I let him walk away.
You let him walk away in Bumpus Mills. Okay.
Because I've heard all these stories in the duck blind about missing turkeys, and these turkeys got to be, man, you got to get on them. They got to be close. So
Uh-oh.
I misjudged the distance and let him just strut right out of my life. But I was hooked after that.
Larry's done that before.
Thank you, Bill. We're almost through with the show, and you've saved that for near the end here, just to make me feel even worse. Yes.
I didn't realize that Keith worked at the Humboldt Country Club, and if he was there back in the 80s, he probably heard me missing ducks, because I used to duck hunt about a quarter mile downhill from the Humboldt Country Club.
Oh, really? On the South
Fork Deer River. Our farm was down there in that bottom, right below the country club.
That's where he got all those golf flags he has in his house. Bill does. I just wondered where he
got them. I wonder where those were going.
Where the statute of limitations is over for that and everything. So, hey man, let's ask you real quick before we let you go. All this wet weather and stuff like that. What's it going to be affecting that great golf course you got?
Well, it's been miserable. We've been cart path only, like forever.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't know what's going to happen with the virus and
that's
the state.
True. Yes. So
for now, we're offering, the state parks as a healthy alternative to get out. We've implemented a few rules, not very many in the clubhouse at one time and that kind of thing, because we want people to.
So you can use the facility. I mean, you are open. Are you open for golf?
For now, and that's changed.
That could change by today. You just really don't know.
If the governor issues something, it could change. But for right now, we are open. But we're trying to use some common sense. We clean every 30 minutes to an hour, wipe down, get the carts clean.
Crazy,
we won't let big groups inside the building. You'll pay it, 2 at a time or something like that. For now.
Well, just tell our listeners how they can find out information about to make sure you go to the website. You got state park.
Well, we've got a website, tngolftrail.net.
Yes.
You can go. I've got a Facebook page.
And have all the updates and everything. So
got that. We put stuff on there almost daily, and then of course they can call 731-641-4459 if they want to talk to somebody. So
a real person.
Yep.
Keith,
absolutely.
We appreciate it, buddy. And tell all the folks at Savannah, Hardin County that we'll get over this, and appreciate all the work that you've done, and all the other folks, the Davisons, and all those people over there. What a great event. Appreciate you, buddy. We'll talk to you later, okay?
Absolutely, Larry. Come see me. Bill, we'll see you next year, buddy.
All right. Okay, let's take a break. Bill Cooksey, hang on. We got one more to go, and we're going to see. We don't know. The lady is so busy. Stacy Walker, she's everywhere. So let's see if we can wrap up this show with Stacy Walker, Prime One Camera. Be right back.